Hello gamers, welcome to Teesside Times Battle Report. Today we're filming at Asgard Wargames in Middlesbrough. I'm taking on Will and his Deathwatch, and we are playing one of the new missions from the chapter approved book. We are playing Resupply Drop, 2,000 point game. We're doing a Dawn of War deployment, and this is the battlefield. We have an ancient chapel in the centre of the board here, long discarded, and then some burnt out buildings here, overgrown with trees and vegetation. So that's the board. Let's go and look at the armies.
Hello, so this is my 2,000 point Deathwatch army. It consists of a Supreme Command detachment and a battalion detachment. So in the battalion detachment, we have a Deathwatch unit here with 3 missile launchers and a watch sergeant with a power sword. Here we have another Deathwatch kill team with 3 frag cannons, a combi melter, a combi plasma, and a death sergeant with a lightning claw, and they're in a rhino with 2 stormbolters. Here we have an identical, almost kill team, apart from the sergeant has a power sword as opposed to a lightning claw. They're also in a rhino with 2 stormbolters. And lastly, another kill team that has 3 shotguns and 2 Infernus heavy bolters, and they're in a Razorback with twin assault cannon and hunter killer missile. We have Venerable Dreadnought with heavy flamer and assault cannon. We have 2 librarians, both have smite. One has Fury of Ancients and Might of Heroes, and the other one has Null Zone and Psychic Scourge. We have a Deathwatch chaplain, a Deathwatch watchmaster who's taking the Monstrosity's Warlord trait and the Beacon Angelus as his relic. We have Artemis, another watch captain with Storm Shield and Power Sword, and another one with twin lightning claws.
And this is my AdMech forces. Once again, we are led by Tech Priest Dominus Archimedes and his second in command, the Purge, a Tech Priest Engiseer there, and he has the Pater Cogtooth as my relic. I'm a battalion detachment, so I have 3 troops choice, 1 unit of Rangers with nothing, a unit of Vanguard with 1 arc pistol and 1 arc rifle, and then 3 destroyers with Cognus flamers and heavy grav cannons. Onto my elites, I have 1 unit of infiltrators with stub carbines and taser guards, or Fletcher blasters, and the exact same over here, Fletcher blasters and taser guards. I have a 5-man unit of priests, 1 unit of 4 Castellan robots with fists and flamers, the Onga Dunecrawler with its Icarus Ray, and then a super heavy auxiliary detachment. I have the Logical Solution, Night Crusader with Avenger cannon, battle cannon, and a melter gun, and that's 2,000 points. Okay, that's the end of setup, and the Deathwatch are here in force. Over here in this rhino we have a watch captain, a chaplain and a librarian, along with a squad of veterans. Artemis and his bodyguard veterans in Razorback. And in this rhino we have the watchmaster and a librarian there. Next to him we have the veteran Dreadnought armed with his assault cannon, ready to lay down some fire. And over here we have a veteran squad with 3 missile launchers, going to provide some long range firepower for the Deathwatch. And then over here, Archimedes has castled his men up in this corner, holding this objective. So I have my Vanguard, my destroyers, Archimedes himself, my priests and the Purge there, hiding in the trees. We've got the Rangers, and then we have the big guns, the Onga Dunecrawler and the logical solution, with good lines of fire over the chapel here. My 2 infiltrator squads in reserve, and then I've used clandestine infiltration due to the fact I'm using the Stygius 8 dogma. So I've used a command point, and my robots are here. They've been buried and they've just resurfaced, ready to lay waste on these Deathwatch forces. That's the armies, that's the battlefield. Let's go roll some dice and go on to turn 1. Okay, start turn 1, and before I do movement, I rolled on my Canticles of the Omnissiah, and I got Benediction of the Omnissiah. So re-rolling 1 to hit in the shooting phase. Okay, that's the end of my movement, and these guys haven't moved far. The destroyers have gone as far as they could, 5 inches, and I've got one of them in range of this rhino just to take some pot shots. My vanguard have pushed forward again, and everything else has stayed put here, apart from Archimedes, moved a little bit further up next to the destroyers. Okay, as part of the mission for resupply drop, at the moment we have 6 objectives on the board. So we have 1, 6 there, 4 here, 3 is in the centre of the board here in the chapel, 5 on the Aquila, and 2 over here. On the start of turn 3, we have to pick 3 Vs each. So we'll pick 3 objectives and then roll D3, and only one of those objectives will actually stay on the board. So I have to make sure I've got 3 objectives by turn 3, so I'm holding the one which will stay, and we'll probably do the same. So if I can get this one with my vanguard units here, I should hopefully hold 1, and over here my robots should be able to take 2 here. That'll give me 3 objectives, and then I have my infiltrators to come in who might be able to hold objective 5 here, giving me more chance of holding the 2 objectives that make points at the end of the game. Anyway, that's the plan. Let's go on a shooting phase and let's see if robots can cleave these Deathwatch away. Okay, that's the end of the shooting phase, and my Castellan robots open up fire with their combustors on this Deathwatch squad. And fortunately for the Deathwatch, they are stood in a pond. The flamers did little damage, only killing one of them. And over here, my Unga, my destroyers who are in range, and my rangers shot at this rhino and took it down to 2 wounds. And that's all the damage I could do, apart from 1 measly wound caused on this tank here, because my knight got very unlucky and all the damage he did on the Dreadnought was saved. That's the end of turn 1. We're going on to the assault phase. We're going to see if robots can kill this Deathwatch squad. Okay, that's the end of the assault phase, and these Castellan robots hit the Deathwatch squad here hard. I had to use a command point to kill the squad off. I needed to reroll 1 wound because I need first blood. It's a very low point scoring game, this one, and any extra point I can get come useful. So all we have left here is the watch captain. He caused a wound on one of our destroyers, but now he's fighting 4 of them. That's in my turn. Let's go on to Deathwatch, turn 1, and let's see what we're going to do. Okay, that's the end of turn 1 movement for Will and his Deathwatch. This watch captain has fallen back out of combat from the Castellan robots, and this squad of Deathwatch has disembarked from their rhino along with the librarian and have moved up with the Dreadnought, going to put some fire and pain down on these robots. The Watchmaster is staying in his rhino, getting ready to go for some objectives, I think, later in the game. And over here, this watch captain and his squad have disembarked from the wounded rhino and then making their way into the chapel, probably to get objective 3 next turn. And Artemis and his Razorback and his squad who came forward put some pressure on my lines. Okay, that's the end of the shooting phase, turn 1 for the Deathwatch. And on this flank, the assault cannons open fire, and even with my Stygius 8 Dogma and cover from trees, blew away my vanguard here. And over here, firepower from the frag cannons, the assault cannon, the specialist rounds from bull guns and psychic powers from the librarian took down 2 of my robots and wounded the other. Not looking good on this flank. Okay, that's the end of the turn. This dreadnought attempted to charge over the pond and over bracken here and took 2 damage from my heavy flamers here and failed his charge. So he's wounded. And that's the end of Will's turn. I can't fail my morale test because my leadership's 10 and I've only lost 2 models. We're going on to Admech, turn 2. Okay, start turn 2. And I rolled on my Mechanicus of the Omnissiah and I got 3 Chant of a Remorseless Fist, rerolling 1s to hit in combat. Let's go on movement. Okay, that's the end of my movement phase, turn 2. The logical solution, my Imperial Knight Crusader has marched closer to the chapel and going to lay some firepower on these units. Over here, my destroyers have moved up. We've got the range now to hit these rhinos and the razorback. And my other units have stayed put for now. And over here, on this flank, the destroyers have moved around the side of the building and we get ready to charge this Deathwatch squad. That's the end of my movement. My infiltrators are still staying off board. Let's go on the shooting phase. And that's the end of the shooting phase. The combustors on my robots and my battle cannon from a knight took out 3 of this Deathwatch squad here. And over here, the younger Dune Crawler took a wound off the rhino that was here. And then the knight and his heavy stubber was able to kill it. And then the destroyers and my knight killed the razorback here, causing it to explode, which did 1 wound on the watch captain, 1 wound on the squad of Deathwatch, and 3 wounds on the chaplain there, so he's severely wounded. And that's the end of the shooting phase. Okay, end of the charge phase and the fight phase. My Castellan robots took 1 wound from frag cannon fire, and then they killed 2 of the remaining Deathwatch squad here, leaving just 1 man left. That's the end of my turn. Let's go on to Deathwatch, turn 2. Okay, end of movement phase. This chaplain has moved on to the objective here, ready to hold it in case it becomes a vital one next turn. Artemis and his Deathwatch squad have advanced through the chapel, getting closer to my castle over here. And over here, the watch captain and the librarian advanced into the chapel by the statue, and the watchmaster disembarked from his rhino and is on the objective. He activated his beacon Angelus to teleport the Deathwatch squad that was here to be right on top of him. And then over here, this rhino is headed towards this objective, while the last Deathwatch member retreated from combat, and the librarian and the dreadnought, they get ready to deal with the robots. Let's go on to second shooting phase. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, that's the end of the second shooting phase. And over here, one of my robots has gone, blasted apart by the psychic energies from the librarian here. And this one is down to 4 wounds. The assault cannon ripping through its armour there. And over here, smite from the librarian, and bolt gun rounds and frag cannon rounds came in and have done 8 damage on the logical solution, while Artemis and his squad were able to kill 3 of my rangers here. That's in the shooting phase. Let's go on the assault phase. Let's see if Artemis is going to finish the job. So that's the end of the assault phase for Will on turn 2. Artemis ripped apart the rangers and has consolidated towards my men here. And over here, the honoured brother Dreadnought destroyed my robot and has turned to face the rest of my army. And then over here, the Watchmaster, inspired by his faith in the Emperor, decided to charge the logical solution and didn't make it, blown away by the heavy firepower from the guns. It wasn't an insane idea. Watchmaster, if he got in, could have really hurt the knight. However, I got lucky, and he didn't. That's the end of Will's turn. We go on to Admech, turn 3. Okay, start turn 3, and I rolled on my Mechanicus of the Omnissiah, and I got Benediction of the Omnissiah. We all ones in the shooting phase. Okay, before we go on to movement, for the mission, we have to pick 3 objectives. So I'm choosing this one the chaplain's on. This one here by the squad of Deathwatch. And this one in the middle of the woods in my lines. We have to roll the dice. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whichever dice roll, that's one that stays. And it's 2. So this objective here stays, and these 2 disappear. At the end of my movement phase, the logical solution has moved close to the chapel, ready to put some firepower on these units here. While over here, my priests and the purge have moved up, ready to charge Artemis, while the destroyers have moved around the building to get a good line of fire on this Deathwatch squad here. And then, in the backfield, both units of infiltrators, they're getting ready to take this objective, and there's only a wounded chaplain keeping them from it. Let's go on shooting phase. Let's see what we can do. Okay, end of my shooting phase. My destroyers will be able to kill this squad of Deathwatch here, while the knight and my young June Crawler wiped out the squad that was in the centre here, leaving just these 2 characters left. And over here, the chaplain died as Fletcher blasters came in and ripped his skin to shreds. And over here, Artemis survived shooting from the Purge and Tech Priest Dominus Archimedes. Now we're going on to combat, and let's see if we can kill him. Well, that's the end of the assault phase, and it was brutal. My priests did 9 wounds on Artemis, 4 of them were mortal ones, and they ripped him apart. I've consolidated, heading towards the chapel, and these 2 characters here. That's in my turn. Let's go on to Deathwatch, turn 3. Okay, start turn 3, and Bill is choosing his 3 objectives. Obviously, we only have this one in the chapel. One here held by the watch captain in the pond, and one here on the broken Aquila. We're going for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to roll dice, see which one survives. It's a 1. This one here is the true objective. The others disappear, and this rhino is going to have to be a hero and hold on. So, end of movement phase. This watch captain has turned. He's advanced. He's heading over here to objective 4 to try and hold it away from the infiltrators. The last Deathwatch member has turned, and he's advanced that way as well, as has the captain here. The librarian and the dreadnought have walked forward, getting ready to lay some psychic powers and some shooting down on my forces. And this librarian, well, he's heading towards the logical solution, getting ready to try and smite it. Let's go roll some dice. Okay, that's the end of the psychic and shooting phase. Psychic powers from this librarian and this librarian, along with firepower from the dreadnought, have hurt the knight. It's down to 5 hull points. It's smoking, it's leaking oil, but it's still deadly. Now we're going on to the assault phase, and we're going to see if this librarian can make a name for himself and kill the logical solution. Okay, end of the charge phase. We didn't even get to the fight phase. Again, another hero of Deathwatch has been gunned down by the logical solution. Going on to Admech, turn 4. Okay, start turn 4, and I rolled Invocation of the Iron Soul. So, start this turn, and I'm using a command point for Machine Spirit Resurgent on my knight. It's only got 5 runes left. It's currently on its lowest bracket, and I need it to be operational. Okay, that's the end of my movement phase. And Tech Priest Dominus Archimedes has ordered his men, his forces to advance. Both units of infiltrators have moved close to the objective, getting ready to take down the captain. My destroyers have moved up aboard, getting ready for some good shots next turn. The priests have advanced, heading towards the chapel. And the knight, using Machine Spirit's Resurgent, has moved this way. He's going to try and take out the Rhino. Let's go on the shooting phase. Let's see what we can do. At the end of the shooting phase, it took the destroyers and one unit of infiltrators to bring down this watch captain. And over here, the knight, the logical solution, only did 1 damage on the dreadnought and 4 on the rhino. That's the end of my turn. There's no charges. We're going on to Deathwatch, turn 4. So, end of movement phase. The dreadnought and this librarian have moved closer to the knight. They're going to try their best to bring it down. While over here, the last Deathwatch member and the captain have advanced. Going to try and take out these infiltrators while the rhino stays put, holding the objective. Let's go on the second shooting phase. Okay, end of second shooting phase. The frag cannon wounded one of my infiltrators. However, I rolled a 6 and my bionics saved me from death. And then over here, the librarian cast Smite and took the knight down to 1 wound remaining. I used a stratagem, rotate iron shields to give me 4+ save, and the dreadnought opened up fire, caused 1 wound. Punch through the armour. However, I made my save using my last command point to reroll. The knight is steaming, it's lurching all over. It's got 1 hull point left, but it still lives. Let's go on to Admech, turn 5. Okay, start my turn. I rolled a 1. Incantation of the Iron Soul. Let's go on movement. So that's the end of my movement phase. My knight has hobbled around here, get ready to charge this rhino if I can and claim this objective. Archimedes has moved closer to the younger Dune Crawler to give it the benefit of its rerolls to 1. While here, the Purge, the destroyers have moved up, and both squads of infiltrators have came swarming out the ruins, ready to put some firepower on these 2 guys here. That's the end of my movement. Let's go on the shooting phase. So, at the end of the shooting phase, and my knight, along with the younger Dune Crawler, were able to kill the rhino here, clearing Deathwatch off the objective. And over here, it took both units of infiltrators to kill the last Deathwatch here, and then my destroyers opened up fire at the watch captain and did no damage. Will made 6 storm shield saves. That's the end of my shooting phase and my turn. Let's go on to Will's turn 5. So that's the end of movement for Will, turn 5. The librarian has advanced close to the objective here, and the dreadnought came around the corner. He's going to try and kill the knight. While over here, the watch captain is getting ready to charge the infiltrators. Let's go on to the second shooting phase. Let's see what we can do. In the second shooting phase, the dreadnought fired through. He hit the priests, he wounded them, but the electricity surrounding us kept me alive. And then the librarian, using all the powers of the warp he could muster, has brought down the knight. And that's the end of the shooting phase. Now we're going on to the assault phase and seeing if watch captain can take out the infiltrators. At the end of the fight phase, the watch captain came charging in, only able to do 1 wound on the infiltrators. I struck back and caused 3 on him. So they're tied there. Okay, we're going to roll dice. If the game continues, on a 3+, it goes on. Those going to roll. It's a 4. Let's go on to turn 6. So that's the end of my movement phase. Archimedes and Dune Crawler have moved around here. We've got a good line of fire on the librarian here. Our priests have advanced, went 6 inches, getting ready for next turn to hopefully get this dreadnought. While over here, the infiltrators have pulled out of combat These infiltrators have moved in to surround him, and the destroyers have moved, ready to unleash fire on the Watch Captain. So, end of the shooting phase, young Dune Crawler was able to blow away the librarian here, and then over here. All the shots I could muster on this flank only did 1 wound on the Watch Captain. Gonna have to try and kill him in combat. Let's go on the fight phase. End of the assault phase, and the infiltrators were able to bring down the Watch Captain. We did 11 wounds on him, and Will made a lot of saves, but not enough. We're going on to Deathwatch. Turn 6, and all Will has left is a Dreadnought. End of Will's movement, the Dreadnought has fallen onto the objective. It's getting ready to shoot the priests. In the shooting phase, the Dreadnought blasted through the windows and brought down a priest. Gonna roll dice and see if the game continues. It's a 1. Okay, we've counted points up. I have 3 points for holding this objective. First blood for my robots killing the Deathwatch squad. But we're holding the objective that was in the pond. Slave Warlord and Linebreaker. And Will has 3 points for holding this objective. So it's a victory for the force of the Admech. A very good game. Very, very bloody. Big thanks to Will for playing. Thanks to you guys for watching. Till the next one, take care and keep rolling 6s.